think I was a little rusty today. A little rusty. It's Max Major, and this is episode 148 of the vlog. After Philly, I was absolutely exhausted. I don't know if I was getting sick or I was just run down, but I've literally slept for the last 3 days straight. Feeling back on top of my game today. Feel a little bit guilty about not vlogging, about not really communicating with you guys about what was going on. But the truth is, I'm going into what is the busiest month of my entire year right now. And the last thing I wanted to do is just push myself too hard and miss all of the shows that I have coming up. And so I'm really glad I took the time to rest, feeling recharged, heading into the office now, ready to rock. Cool. Hat. Shirts. So today I've been mostly just trying to get caught up. I've got a stack of bills right here I've got to pay, but also realized that I have not sent out any of the prizes for Major Questions. So if you're someone who has won a t-shirt on Major Questions or through Twitter or online, I haven't gotten any of that stuff sent out in weeks, and so I've got a huge backlog of prizes I want to get out today. It's my commitment to you guys. So to anyone who has won a prize from the beginning of this vlog until now, if you have not received your prize yet, it will go out today, I promise. You guys mean a lot to me, and so your comments and your questions week after week are super important, and so I just want to make sure anyone who has been promised a prize gets what they've been offered. And sort of to say thank you for being so patient, because these things are so dreadfully late. Actually gonna include one of these. That's a headshot. It's me giving myself a lie detector test. Speaking of getting caught up, this weekend I did not do Major Questions, although I put out a request for questions and I got a ton of good ones. Getting pretty tired, think I might have overdone it a little bit today, so I'm gonna dive into these rapid fire style. Dakota Tidwell wants to know, what is my favorite Christmas song? I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. What is his favorite Christmas song? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Commander M on Instagram wants to know, what is my favorite pastime? When I'm not performing, my favorite things to do are probably going to the gym, going out to eat. Those two kind of work against each other, and snowboarding. Miss Loyal Sammy wants to know, hashtag Major Questions, if you were granted one wish today, what would you wish for? More wishes, obvi. Although every time someone wishes for more wishes, something bad, I don't know. I suppose it's like based on whether I think it's one of those evil genies that like turns every wish on its head, and so like you wish for $1 million and he drops $1 million in pennies on your head and like smashes you, or is it like a good-natured genie? So first I would try to read his intention, and then I would just wish for more wishes. Rachie Pink on Twitter wants to know, have you ever or would you ever grow a beard? Hashtag Major Questions. Rachie, this is about as close as we get. See these little white trash bald patches that I have? It just sort of grows in like all disconnected like this, and so this is about going on a week here. If I let this go anymore, I will look like a 13-year-old boy with like prickly wiry hairs sticking out of his face. And so nope, can't grow a full-blown beard, and if I tried to, I would look like a 13-year-old kid. This is as close as we get. At Celte on Twitter asks, hashtag Major Questions, do you find men easier to read than women? Does age factor in as well? Interesting question. I'll start with age. 100% age does factor in. Some of the only times I've ever been stumped on stage has been when I was working with children. They just don't fall into the same sort of patterns that we do as adults. They don't have all the conditioning that we have. And so in many ways, I've actually always found children a challenge for me. I think the last time I got fooled was on stage by an 8-year-old boy. As far as men versus women, generally I would say there's not really much of a difference, although I have absolutely no ability to read my girlfriend Christy, and so by that dynamic, I'd say men are easier to read. At Dijon Heavy wants to know, are your V-necks custom made? Actually, no, my V-necks are not custom made. I wear primarily 2 t-shirts, American Apparel, and Diesel. American Apparel, personally, my favorite V-neck. Check out the track shirt or the classic deep V. I should show you my drawers sometime. It's pretty ridiculous how many V-necks I own. At Shy Covington wants to know, what did you eat for Thanksgiving? Keep it clean, haha. Didn't keep it clean by any measure. I ate like pig, as I think the majority of Americans did, and I regretted it for like 9 hours straight. I'll probably do it all over again on Christmas. At GBPackin22 asks, were you shocked when Tony Bruno tried eating glass? Don't know whose face was better, yours or Miss Robin Austin. I enjoyed seeing you. Mike is referring to a live podcast that I filmed with Tony Bruno. You can check that video out right here. After I ate a light bulb on the show, Tony actually picked up a piece of glass and actually bit a chunk off of it. Actually, you should watch the podcast to see if he went through with it or not. But needless to say, I was absolutely terrified. I mean, that's something that I was hesitant to do after years of training and that I'm still nervous about every night. I might be a mentalist, Tony Bruno's mental. Next question coming from Ezra Winter on Facebook. Ezra wants to know, have you ever been out and had someone challenge you out of the blue to solve a mixed up Rubik's Cube? Has never happened. Bring it on. That is it for this abbreviated version of Major Questions. Remember guys, you can send these to me anytime using hashtag Major Questions, and I'll get to them whenever I film the latest episode. This week being an example, didn't happen on Sunday, so send them anytime. Makes it easy for me to pull them up, and then I can get to your questions. Feels good to be back in the rhythm, to be vlogging again, to be doing Major Questions again. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Question of the week goes to Celte. I loved your question about whether men or women or children are harder to read. Hit me up, I'll get you a free t-shirt.